Hello everyone, this is Caillou back with coverage of Grand Prix Estrathe for the Revolution format. Revolution is a custom card format using cards from 6 custom sets and having a standard like rotation. If you don't know about it, check out the description for more details and the server where we play. Right now, we're going to be watching this round 3 match actually. So both these players are 2-0 right now. We have Drake on blue-white tempo, starting off with the turn 1 Spellbane Sentinel. And Anarchist is on Jund, or Vishanki, as the shard is known in Cliques of Nylon. Treasures. So a tempo versus sort of a ramp mid-range plan. Anarchist with a turn 2 Grassroots Campaigners, and then next turn can play Redeveloped Cityscape in order to immediately go into Vishanki as the click, and then get a treasure. So cliques are basically a set of 5 different enchantments which have an effect that happens whenever you pledge, and you can manually pay 4 mana to pledge. The Jund one of these is creating a treasure, which is not great if you're like naturally paying the cost for it. It's quite good if you're pledging multiple times. So interesting. So Anarchist is going to play Grassroots Campaigner number 2 ripped off the top. Drake is going to play Nitrous Elemental in response. Doesn't really have that much interaction, but theoretically a really quick clock if Drake ever hits a white source, because white source with social engineering, you can really do some crazy stuff with like bouncing your Nitrous Elemental, replaying it. All of a sudden, all of your creatures get +2/+0. Can just really explode people. So, Anarchist is going to Grassroots Campaigners, get the Vishanki Ink, get a treasure because double pledging. When they actually crack the Cityscape, they'll double pledge again. Drake draws a Nitrous Elemental here. I mean, this way you just get to do the Nitrous Elemental play without needing anything else. I kind of wonder if that is what you just go for, right? Where you're, like, honestly here, okay, Drake plays the island first. I think that if I was Drake, I would have played this Ocular Insight, which is essentially Curiosity Plus, but I would have played this Ocular Insight first, and then if Drake hit a white source, then you could hold up Social Engineering plus Nitrous Elemental. I also wonder if it's right to just play the Nitrous Elemental here. You hit for 6, and then you threaten to kill next turn. Because right now what you have is you hit for 4, the next turn you hit for 9. If Drake had just hardcast the Nitrous Elemental, it's a little riskier, obviously, right? If your opponent has removal, you get kind of blown out. But your opponent is accelerating pretty fast and you don't have interaction. I wonder if like the beatdown plan, because again, you hit for 9 right now. And then next turn, you play Sleeper Strix and then you threaten to hit for 12. And so that would just end the game. Obviously, it loses hard to this work safety violation. So it's probably what Drake is trying to play around. Also just trying to, but at this point, you really are just racing. And yeah, if I'm Anarchist, I think you just go like play the land, get 2 more treasures. You can play Quindrel Accords, and then play Work Safety Violation. Or depending on the order, because depending on how you want to play around taxing counter magic, you can either do Work Safety or Quindrel Accords. Okay, he's going to attack with the Grassroots. Drake is just going to take it. Yeah, Drake's plan here really is flash and Nitrous Elemental on end, which I don't super love. But yeah, again, this is look at this. This is the power of Anarchist deck. Like, this is turn 4, staring down 9 mana. Obviously, it is a little bit of a nut draw. Needed the double Grassroots and needed to stay undisrupted. But I mean, and also took turn 3 off, quote unquote, by playing a tapped land. But I mean, yeah, staring down a full 9 mana is just a world of options that you're opening yourself up to here. Another thing that Anarchists could do, other than the Work Safety Violation plus Quindrel Accords play that I was talking about, is they could pass if Drake taps out for Nitrous. You play Dante's Inferno to kill the Nitrous Elemental that's enchanted, and then you can potentially threaten some kill with Dante's. Oh no, okay, he's tapping for. Okay, he's just gonna play Dante's right now to kill the Nitrous. I think that doing this at sorcery speed is not something that I love. I could be wrong about that. Oh, Drake is just going to scoop. Damn. I don't know if... I think that... I guess Inferno makes it really hard to... I guess Inferno makes it really hard to race, so that's probably what Drake was thinking. I was thinking that you could still threaten to just, uh, depending on what your opponent has, it could just be that they had a really strong ramp nuts and they don't have much else. So I think I would have played it out there and just tried to go for like flyer beats. But I could see like that's a really nuts draw, and even Anarchist is saying in chat, best draw they've had with the deck. Would not be surprised. So a quick game one, and I think that normally you would expect, oh, you have a big greedy ramp deck versus a tempo deck. The tempo deck is going to eat it alive and just go under it. Was not the case here. Again, Drake stumbling a little bit with a hand with no interaction, but also we're seeing the linear power and why there's a demand for interaction from these cheap aggressive lists. So let's look at some quick sideboarding options. So in Drake's end, Looming Psyhawk I think is amazing here. It shuts off pledges, it shuts off treasures. Incredibly powerful against this deck. Turn to Nyx could maybe be good as a way to just tag important important top end spells that your taxing wouldn't otherwise catch. But I don't know. I think maybe you bring in Psyhawk and a Crown Guard ban, and then you take out like Shrine, and I think that the vetoes are probably not super great here. So maybe just like vetoes are fine, but I don't know. Anarchist's deck does have like a lot of creatures that are impactful. But also I guess you could say that like if you catch a field test or like a Braze or something that's pretty good. On Anarchist's end, I think that you just straight up bring in one Braze, take out field test, and then you try to go lower. I don't know what going lower means here. It might just be that you bring in Braze and that's it. I think that you want most of Drake's creatures are going to be X1s anyway, so field test is a better wipe than Chronicle of Extinction, and you don't really have much else at the side that's great here. You kind of just want to try and stick a creature on 2 and then hope to build up enough of a mana advantage that Drake can't really contest some bomb plays. So it looks like we've already gone straight into game 2. Anarchist did bring in the Chronicle of Extinctions. That is surprising. Drake went turn 1 Spellbane Sentinel into turn 2 Ocular Insight. Looks like and has a Parapet Awakener, which I think is the secret tech that Drake has really injected back into blue-white tempo. As a 4 toughness creature, it will dodge the Chronicle of Extinctions, and is also just a hard-to-beat threat because it also has Ward 1. It makes a bunch of other threats, so beating it with an Edict is difficult. It's a tricky little creature. On end, Sleeper Strix is going to come down, tapping down the turn 2 Grassroots. Anarchist doesn't have the nut draw that they had last time. And I think if you're Drake, I mean, you just attack with both. You're hoping to hit some other interaction. But Agent of Deception is fine to hold up. And I think that there is, like, in a turn or two, there is a point where you just slam Parapet Awakener and try to, like, run away with the game. Okay, so it's going to draw. Okay, so draws into a land. I guess bottom to land anyways, so that's fine. Ooh, Elephant of the Golden Palace. I don't know if you super want to see that here. That's kind of like your endgame bomb. And Anarchist already has a lot of expensive stuff. Anarchist's only play here is just play a land, get Vishanki off Grassroots Campaigner, and then play Sustainable Investments. Sustainable Investments is one of the big engines for this deck, I'd say. What it really does is making all your treasures stick around forever is huge. Drake is going to try and ebb and flow in response, essentially just opt here, and try and draw into interaction to counter this, I suspect. I don't think you super need it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think honestly, if you hit a Nitrous Elemental, you might just prefer that. Okay, draws a Spellbane Sentinel. Oh my god, I think this is so wrong. What? Drake is gonna crack his Spellbane Sentinel with the Ocular Insight on it to counter the Sustainable Investments. What the hell? The reason I think this is bad is you're cutting your clock. You're cutting your ability to draw cards in meaningful interaction. I think that's just really, I really don't like that play. I think that keeping around the Ocular Insight is better than countering the Sustainable Investments, especially when your opponent has 5 cards in hand. I guess the thought could be like, well, if they resolve the Sustainable Investments, then maybe they won't actually have the chance to, I won't actually have the chance to ever use this. But you still have an Agent of Deception. Speaking of Agent of Deception, I suspect that we're going to be seeing Audacious Rough Rider out of Anarchist here to try and play around. I guess actually I could also see Field Test X equals 2. No, actually Field Test X equals 2 just gets blown out by sacking Spellbane. There's no reason to do that, sorry. So yeah, I guess if I'm Anarchist, I just play Audacious Rough Rider, and then Drake responds with Agent of Deception. And then Drake untaps and plays Parapet Awakener. And then at that point, you probably play Chronicle of Extinction, wipe everything except Parapet Awakener. But then Drake has 5 lands because it can start Parapet Awakenering each turn. And so Anarchist would need like specific targeted hate to actually be able to deal with that. Yeah, it's not a great position for either player, I'd say, because Anarchist is like one good draw away from potentially running away with this game. Drake is like out of interaction. Audacious Rough Rider coming down. Yeah, this is instantly going to be sniped by Agent of Deception. Yep, here comes the Agent of Deception. I guess you just keep, yeah, again, I think you just keep attacking with Grassroots Campaigner. Their board matters so much more to them. No, okay, he's going to just keep it up. I don't think you care about blocking the Agent that much, but I guess this is like objective survive. Double Parapet is nasty work. That's going to be hard to deal with. So I'm going to swing out with 2, and then Parapet Awakener comes down. All of a sudden, we're on a 3-turn clock here. Or actually, this is a 2-turn clock, because Parapet Awakener, next turn you swing, and then you play another Parapet Awakener, and then that's lethal the turn after? Yeah. Anarchist draws a land, so now has 7 mana. No interaction available. Of course, Anarchist doesn't know that. Anarchist doesn't know that if they just slammed Elephant of the Golden Palace here, they'd be fine, because they don't know the last card in Drake's hand. But yeah, I think that, I mean, if you are Anarchist, that is a play that you could make. Now, why is... Oh, okay. Anarchist is trying to attack with Grassroots Campaigner to beta block with Parapet Awakener, which would then enable Chronicle of Extinction to kill everything. I could also see, like... Okay. Like, another thing I could see is you do Field Test X equals 2, and then you kill everything except Parapet Awakener, make your opponent discard, and the reason for doing that would be to try and get a piece of counter magic out of your opponent's hand, you kill all of their threats, and then next turn you open the way for Elephant. You could also do draw 2. That's not... Oh, okay, it's just... Okay, yeah. So this is Field Test X equals 2. Oh, no? Are we Chronicling instead? Chronicle for the wipe? I think this is worse than the Field Test. Yeah, this is... Okay, I guess this might be what... I guess the idea is Anarchist... Okay, so... That is a reason to do it, because otherwise if you did Field Test X equals 2 and Drake sacks Spellbane, you would have to sack a treasure, which would mean that you wouldn't have Elephant up next turn. So I get it, sure. Parapet, double Parapet plus Nitrous Elemental, so that's 9 damage next turn. So 2 damage this turn, 9 damage next turn. So not going to be lethal, but is going to be annoying, for sure. And again, 2 mana open is dire. But yeah, if I'm Anarchist, I Windmill Slam the Elephant here. Braze does change the equation because you can kill one of the Parapet Awakeners. You get so punished if Elephant gets if Elephant gets like countered in any way, shape, or form, you feel so bad. But I also feel like, yeah, like I think there might be a thing of like just pull the trigger when they only have 1 card in hand. But yeah, it's a type of thing where it's really risky, right? Like, I can easily say this because I have hand knowledge, but if I was in-game, I would probably be worried that would just be a game-losing play. Because then you're down 2 treasures, your opponent has, like, these 2 bombs on board. Oh, is this just going to be... Oh, it's going to be Field Test X equals 2. Discard draw? Okay, yeah, discard draw. In response, Drake is just going to flash in the Nitrous Elemental, though. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, uh-huh. And losing 2 life is not the greatest when you're now staring down... oh my god, yeah. Wait, that's just dead. Wait, Anarchist is just dead. Oh, wait, Anarchist is not just dead because they have Braze. But that... No, don't... Oh, no. I think Anarchist letting Drake untap here is letting... I was going to say, if Drake had untapped into any sort of counter magic, Anarchist was just dead on board. That was really risky. I think that Anarchist should have just killed the Parapet Awakener... while Drake was still tapped out. There's also the thing here of wait. If Drake activates Parapet Awakener in response to Braze, the other Parapet Awakener gets We'll get, okay, it won't be enough. That is still so risky. So yeah, so is going to Parapet Awakener, so he gets 3/1/1s. Okay, I don't think that was literally lethal, but if I was counting right, is that literally lethal? No, because you go to 5 creatures, so then it's 5. You're attacking for 7, so it's not literally lethal. Yeah, that was a little bit of a premature concession there. Um, Wait, no, yeah, that's a really premature concession because you can untap and then play uh, Elephant of the Golden Palace, give it haste, lifelink, and a bunch of other stuff, and then just threaten to swing out. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that was literally GG there. Maybe I'm doing my math wrong somewhere, but either way, though, we are gonna go to a game 3, but with Anarchist on the play this time, they can threaten to go under, and once again they do have the turn 2 grassroots, turn 3 sustainable. They only have 2 lands, though. Is this a keepable hand? No, they're mulling it. This time they don't have any turn 2 plays. I don't know if I love that. Drake's also mulling. This time, Spellbane Sentinels on 1, Agent of Deception on 2, Parapet on 3. That's kind of what you want to see. Though I guess Spellbane won't be coming down turn 1 in this hand. Or actually, I guess could bottom redevelop Cityscape and just say, I'll get white mana later? But I think that you... Wait, did Drake... Oh yeah, Drake still need... Okay, Drake is going to bottom the Parapet Awake. Both of these are weird keeps, I'd have to say. Yeah, and these are all the expensive spells that Anarchist doesn't want to see in this matchup. I think that the first hand was honestly fine. Like, you can get bottlenecked, but then I think that being able to play a 2-drop, like, under counter magic is worth so much in this matchup. Like, even if it's not a crazy impactful one, I think Fundraisers is a reasonably impactful 2-drop. Because, yeah, now you're open, because you go to play your turn 3 spell. You know you can't play Sustainable Investments because then Spellbane will counter it, so you have to play Audacious Rough Rider, and then Audacious Rough Rider gets countered by the Agent of Deception, and then you're sitting there like, well, what options did I have? Well, okay, Anarchist is going to play Redevelop instead of playing a spell. Okay. I guess it's like just waiting for Drake to tap out, but it's not like Drake really has to tap out in this deck. The only thing that they have to tap out for is Parapet Awakener, and I think that with Work Safety Violation being a card in Anarchist deck, I don't think you ever really tap out like that. Okay, Gentle Grasp, Social Engineering from Drake, so needs to have white mana available next turn to be able to play these. Right now we're getting in with Spellbane beats, baby. Okay, Anarchist can play he's gonna play Sustainable Investments. That's actually fine here, doesn't get countered. Could have gone very badly, but okay, can do this. And I kind of wonder if forcing the issue with Grassroots Campaigner would have been the right play there. So now Drake has like a full grip of great cards here. Like, you just play the island, attack with Spellbane Sentinel, you have Gentle Grasp, you have Social Engineering, you have Nitrous Elemental, you have all of these things where you're just slowing down your opponent's game plan and speeding up your own. So, and Gentle Grasp really is like the deck's best counter magic because it says, I am not trading efficiency for taxing, I just trade time. And time is all that this deck needs. So Mountain, I guess the question is, do you try to just play... Because I could see... Okay, it's going to tap out for Audacious. Okay. This gets... Oh, this doesn't get Agent of Deception. You can go Nitrous into... Ooh, you can go Nitrous into Agent of Deception to counter it, but then your opponent has 2 mana up, and so you have to be worried about another threat. Drake is reading the card. Could also, like, Gentle Grasp it. This is a little bit of the issue for the Tempo deck when it doesn't have board presence, where it's like, I'm not quite sure what's happening here. So Drake is tapping 2 mana. Is this going to be Nitrous? Okay, it is going to be Nitrous into Spellbane. Or, sorry, Nitrous into Agent Deception. Okay. The problem with this is now Anarchist can play Mountain and then do Field Test X = 1, which is just devastating. They didn't play a land this turn, right? Yeah, they didn't play a land this turn. So yeah, you threaten to like 4-for-1 your opponent. Yeah, sure, you'll take that to the bank every time. Yeah. Oh no, Spellbane can sack to counter it. The one more land though, and then Elephant of the Golden Palace is online. But then of course there's a Gentle Grasp for that. And then Drake has the absolutely disgusting line here of, if there isn't anything worth countering, you Social Engineering Nitrous Elemental, bounce it, get another copy. Play the Nitrous Elemental back. So then all of your flying creatures get so you basically then have 12 power in the air just from Nitrous Elementals. Spellbane is 5 power. That is emphatically killing next turn. So I think Drake has actually won this game. Dante's Inferno targeting. Yeah, and the problem is, if it's a removal spell, Drake can just social engineering. And that's just dead on board. Anarchist is playing the Grassroots Campaigner as a ground blocker, but then that doesn't matter. Yeah, that doesn't matter. So you play Nitrous. You got 6 plus 4 over here. Okay, Oracle of Zakros. I guess you just drop this in one of the Nitruses. And again, Gentle Grasp means that with Anarchist so out of resources here, there's really nothing that like I don't know that Anarchist has a way back into this game, and Drake is presumably going to be drawing into another piece of counter magic here. I wonder if Anarchist, like me, forgot about Spellbane Sentinel, and if they'd slow rolled the field test, it would have been better, but it's hard to say at this point. Draws another Spellbane Sentinel, yeah, and then again, so Spellbane Sentinel basically means your wipes aren't resolving. Gentle Grasp says, nothing of yours is resolving and I'm killing you next turn. So, like for Anarchist, their out is Chronicle Extinction top deck, but they don't know that Drake has other counter magic, right? I mean, okay, if you're Anarchist, you have to tap out for Elephant and then go haste lifelink. But then this gets Gentle Grasped. Yeah, and that's game. And with that, Drake goes to 3-0 in Swiss, still has a final round to potentially go 4-0 and determine seeding. But with that 3-0 record, Drake is now officially the first of our participants to make top cut at Grand Prix Estrathe. We'll have to see if that performance can carry them to a finals finish. But until next time, this is going to be Caillou, signing off.